Welcome. This is the Exquisite Taste Knowledge Power Hour, and this is a part of our series of Financially Free in 23. Hey, Logan, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Today our topic is start with the head and not the tail. It starts with the head and not the tail.
Okay.
And you know, um, we're gonna bring something to the table about this.
All right.
And I want to ask you a question.
Shoot for it.
Okay. Well, my question is, what is it that causes brain damage?
Well, you got a whole bunch of things. You have people not somebody get cross hit in the head. You got people that the misuse of drugs. You have the people that drink. You have the people abuse their head. They not sleeping properly, so cause mental stress upon the head.
Okay, but
What
that's
is
one of them, but it's something real small. Something, it's several things that it just seems small, but a lot of people don't understand.
okay?
They don't get it. And that comes with the fact that our habits. That's why I say it starts with the head and not the tail.
Okay.
Remember that joke that you did one time where we was trying to say, when the brain was saying that he was the superior and the heart said
Yeah.
he was the superior and the butt said, no, I run this,
Yep. Yep.
yeah, that's all true, because those are the three primary. But when you talk about your brain and you talk about your habits is what helps bring across the intentions that you're looking for. So we're going to go into some common things that people don't even know about that's actually damaging their brain.
Right.
um, Staying in the dark too much. It's okay to have a dim light, candlelight, setting the mood for whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But think about it. When our kids are sitting in the dark playing video games, that's
Wow.
sitting in the dark watching TV.
Yeah.
You know, Sitting in the dark with a little night light to read a book because you
Mm-hmm.
call yourself trying to get to sleep.
Yeah.
Um, this can lead in rare situations to depression and anxieties. So we have to learn how to do things in accordance and stop letting those habits come in to where we're sitting in the dark, letting our kids sit in the dark, playing video games, or we're sitting in the dark, even though it sets a mood. Because I love sitting in the dark watching a movie, with someone, or like we did one time, we did girls' night, and we were all at home, but at the same time, we were watching the same movie, that had came out on Prime.
Okay.
But doing this on a consistent and everyday basis, like I said, it caused depression and anxiety. And a lot of people, they don't see it. There's other things that, and this is me, because my dad always tell me, "Did you watch the news? Did you watch the news?" Guess what? I equate news to negativity. News is not good for your brain because of the negativity. Yes, there's things that you need to know and you need to know. Don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of negativity that comes from the news. And guess what? It caused anxiety. I had to tell my son to stop watching the news because he was like, "Well, I don't even see what the purpose is because of all this that's going on. It's a bad thing, and the world is just coming to an end." No, baby, no, baby, no, we're not gonna think like that. No matter how many people say, "Yeah, that's what it is." Well, guess what? I believe it's because you're watching the news. Because the news, it shifts your mindset to think, instead of, and then you start craving it.
Yeah.
You start wanting every time you turn around, you're watching the morning, noon, night, and everything in between. When it's unnecessary, when they're running the same stories over and over and over again. You see it once, you don't need to see it again. If they said there was some results, maybe somebody will tell you about it. but it's not a good. Go ahead.
That is true, and like you say, it caused a problem with each one of us, and we react differently.
Mhm.
The news, as you say, changed your mood, and the only way to not to, and that this going to change your mood and cause you to act a particular way or begin to think a particular way because of what you watch that will occur on the other side of the world because they want to get the cause out reaction out of you.
Fear, sadness.
Yes.
It sets the tone for your day if you watching it in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a sad thing. Do you know isolation?
Yeah.
Social isolation. Too much of that. It causes major issues. And it decreases your brain activity because you're not stimulated.
Mm-hmm.
And during COVID proves it. You had an uprising in a lot of things that end up, you know, causing issues in families because people were isolated from other family members and they didn't know how to take that. Thank goodness that we knew how to change the narrative and was still able to reach out, talk to people. Even I remember me and some of the girls after that, when the heat wave went down, we started meeting up. We knew we didn't have it. It wasn't like we were meeting up with everybody. It was just us meeting up. And so we kept each other, where we need to. But a lot of people don't understand that will cause problems, major issues. So keep your isolation to a bare minimum because you need to be out, even if it's just walking in the park or having a meal by yourself out and about away from everybody, but you're still in that social environment because your brain has to be stimulated. TV is not going to help it. Video games not going to help it. These things are not going to help. You have to be able because we weren't made to just be alone in that sense. Even though I love being in my own little world, in my own environment, I love being at home like that. But I do know that for some odd reason, I have this thing about let me go outside. Even if it's just going outside and walking down to the other end and walking back, from my place, I'm outside. I don't like being out there in the heat. So I might just walk up to where the car park and walk back because I don't like that. But other than that, yeah, you have to understand isolation is not good. Um, then this is our favorite. We've done it. Children's doing it. Blasting your music in your ear.
Yeah.
Blasting your music in your ear on a daily basis on a high volume. Guess what? Why you think your head hurt? Why you think you have migraines? This is something you got to let go. You can't, and I know the song, the beat, everything. I don't do it with my earbuds, but I will blare that joker up in my car, where the car seems like it's gonna shake, especially when it's something that I like.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay because you're trying to feel the beat. But to do that every day,
Yeah.
it's not a good thing. It's not something that you need to do. And guess what? In the long run, you would end up losing your hearing.
That's true.
Now, yeah, it's very true. So keep the blasting to a minimum, people.
Yeah.
And get my favorite
Mhm.
because this is the world. This is where our domain is, and we're doing better. I'm gonna give you applause, bro. You're doing better. I'm working on it real hard. You're doing better. It's the way we sleep.
Yeah.
It causes, and see, this is the one thing I don't want. I don't want no memory loss. I don't want, depression and anxiety. I can get that. And incognitive issues, you have to figure out a way to get consistent sleep. So I'm working. I can get 4 hours in
Mm.
most days. I'm working on 6. I can't promise 8, but I can do 6. Because of the way I sleep, because my thinking is going on, and once I wake up, I'm up. So it's hard. I might get a cat nap here and there, but they said that's not good. So we have to do better in our habits and try to figure out a way to get better sleep. Melatonin is one thing you can take, but if I take it too early, it don't really work for me.
Yeah.
Even I'm not going to triple or double up on the pills, but that's something that we have to work on. And then uh, and this is another one, and a lot of people might not understand it. Is sugar. I call it the cocaine that nobody never thought was a habit and an addiction,
Hmm.
because sugar it impairs your cognitive function and your learning ability. It changes. There's chances for your neurological condition because of that. It does something to that, and studies show that this is what it does. It isn't good for you. You have to figure out, and especially when you're dealing with sweets. I like making cakes. I like making frostings and stuff. So I limit how much of it I put unless someone says, "Oh, I want a lot of frosting." Handle it at your own risk,
That's true. That
because if you're doing this every day, think about it. It's not only that, it affects your health. A lot of people think that you get sugar diabetes from eating a lot of sugar. That's not true. So let me put you off that, and we'll have a health class later on that. But it does have a contributing factor to it when it comes to the insulin intolerance for your kidneys. So yeah, so understand that limited your sugar content. I don't even do artificial sweeteners and stuff because they're not good for you either.
right.
So figure it out. Natural is better. Take fruits and blend it up and to do whatever you're gonna do. Because natural sugars are a lot better than the stuff that we get from the fructose. So I need you to figure that out.
Yeah. You're talking about sugar. A lot of people don't understand the damage that sugar actually does. Sugar is just like it gets you hooked on it. You see how a baby reacts to
Uh-huh.
it. They say that it's hard to get a piece of candy from a baby, and that's true because the reaction is how it make you feel and everything. Your child don't want you don't want to give your child so much X amount of sugar. Sugar causes a high increase because the body and don't totally dissolve in it, so it's caused erosion and friction with how it works between the body.
Gallstones.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
all these things and manners that how we think it should be, and we don't realize the damage that we actually cause upon the body.
Yeah, yeah, we don't. And when you said that about babies with candy, you can do that. If you give a baby a popsicle one time and let it taste it, it'll remember what that popsicle looked
Mhm.
like. And if you're eating it the next time, they're gonna be fighting you to get it.
Right.
That even goes with putting Kool-Aid in a cup and letting them taste it.
Hmm.
These kids, it's like it's something that triggers, and they know, oh, this tastes good. I want that again. And that's the same way with us, with certain things, you know. And something else,
What?
and everybody is affected by this. Everybody is affected
Hmm.
by this. It's screen time. We're on a screen right
Yeah.
now. We're on a screen. Most of us are on a screen working all day long. Alois said, what is the best type of sugars for children? Natural. If you want them to have sugars, then you make it out of peaches that you buy out the orchard or out the store, and you blend it yourself. Make your own applesauce. Make your own. Take watermelon and stuff, and you give it to them in increments. You just don't make it into a meal and give it to them. You give it to them in any kind of fruit that your child is able to eat. You blend it yourself. You can puree that and feed it to them. And you can even make your own fruit juices and strain them, or get you one of those juice extractors, and you can make theirs and add water. I used to make Jeremiah's apple juice myself, and then after when I went back into working overtime,
Mm-hmm.
I ended up buying juices, and I would dilute it down to where he barely tasted it. He thought he had some. And my son drank that like that up until he was 10 years old, because he couldn't tolerate having it straight out the bottle. When I get, he said, "What is this?" And I said, "It's apple juice." And he's like, "No, this don't taste like." And what I would do was I would get a bottle and keep the other bottle, split it in half, and add water to it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how, I used to would do him. He didn't get a lot of Kool-Aid and stuff. And if I made Kool-Aid and he got it, it was watered down. I did not want him to be, because I ain't even gonna say what I used to do with Kool-Aid, but Kool-Aid was an addiction of mine, and I stopped because I had to have it every day. Whether I was adding something to it or not, I had to have it. So it's not cool. It's not cool. But you can make your own. You can make your own popsicles. My mom used to do that all the time. She would make us popsicles, and she would make them from scratch. She did not add sugar when we were little. So yeah, it can be done. But back to screen time. Everybody needs to understand that when it causes headaches. A lot of people who have constant migraines, and they're thinking it's because of it. Sometimes it is because of a smell or the stress levels that you
Yeah.
have. But the most of the time it's because you're up in front of that screen. You need to figure out and to dissect yourself from this screen. So you're not on it. You're already on it for 8 to 16 hours a day, depending on how your schedule is. And then you're on it at night. You're on it. You wake up getting on it. So you gotta change that.
Right.
You gotta make sure you change that. That causes brain damage. And this is how we do during the day. When we have free time, we need to find something else to do. And then this is another thing I know a lot of people do too. They don't get up and they don't move.
Yeah.
They don't. They sit on their job all day long. Then they come home to sit after they done cooked, and they sit down and they're not moving. You have to get a lot of movement in you in order to help the function of your body and your brain. You got to do it. Now, and I know some people like, what in the world? Why is she saying all of this? I'm saying this because how in the world you gonna be financially free when you ain't got this together? You have to have you together. It's a part of being financially free.
That's true.
Because if you don't start here, you can't get there, because your mind is not set right because of the habits that you have. And if you have these type of habits, good goodness, we already know you got some other habits that you might have to look at.
So
Um,
we haven't got to
you
know.
said
So true. So true. So
yeah. And a lot of people, they don't get it. You have to be able to, figure out and change these things, because it's not good. I'm telling y'all, it's not good. It's just not. So this is what we're gonna do. Um, I want to show y'all this Q code. And if you haven't, because this is financially free, ask Wabette. If you're looking for a home, or you want to start looking for a home, you have anything that you want to ask her.
mhm.
She helps manifest your dreams. This is what she does. So I advise you to contact her, even if it's not, maybe you already got a home. Maybe you're looking into a building. Maybe you're looking into a home to do Airbnb in, or some whatever it is that you're doing that's in the real estate market. Or you might want to invest in something, flip houses, whatever. Contact her. She's your go-to person when it comes to this. You can ask her anything. She'll have an answer. If she don't have it, she'll find it. So that's the Q code. So I suggest that you contact Wavette, because I feel like she's brilliant. she's patient, and she's openly honest. She's not trying to sell you a figment of your imagination. She's making your dream come true to home ownership or owning a building or whatever. She got people in line. And if you want to go multi-state, she can help you do that as well. She has a team with KW that can help you. So I suggest you talk to her on that. Now, Logan,
Yes.
you got your pen and paper?
Yes, I do.
Aloha says she is awesome. Yes, she is. Everybody, if you don't have a piece of paper and pen, I'm advising you to get one now. Because this is just a little thing that I want to do right quick, just so you can see about your habits and what can you change and what can you do in order to change your process of thinking.
Okay.
Everybody has a morning routine. I know there's people that say, "Oh no, I don't have a morning routine." Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And if you want to change your morning routine to where it can be better for you, where you can make things what seems obvious,
Mm-hmm.
make it better, then this is the place. If you're ready, let me know. I need you to write down, what do you do when it's time to wake up or when you wake up, which is the number one should be wake up. So I'm going to give y'all a couple of seconds so y'all can do that. Logan, you let me know when you're done. Just your morning routine before you go to work.
Okay.
I hope everybody is doing this because this is going to help you. Anyone else is doing it? You can like, comment, share. Let's bring it to the table or exquisite taste. Sharing is caring. I constantly asking for the new members of the group of exquisite taste, and let's bring it to the table. Welcome. I appreciate y'all support. Um, okay, Aloha said pray. No, I want you to write your list. I don't want you to just say pray. I want you to write your list of what do you do. Number one is wake up. So go ahead and write your list. While y'all doing that, I'm gonna tell y'all what mine is. I wake up.
Okay.
I talk to God. Um, I have warning alarms that come on, so I will not be late getting ready. Um, I do check my phone to see if I missed anything, checking emails or whatever for this platform and my other two platforms. Um, I'll get up, go to the shower, and go to the bathroom, handle all of that. Um, then after I take my shower, I brush my teeth. Um, by then, I don't put on my deodorant. I don't dry it off and everything, and I'm coming out the bathroom. I might not be putting on what I put out for the day before. It's because that's just how my mind works. At the time I put out clothes, that's what I'm looking for. I'm thinking I'm going to wear. I'm 9 out of 10, I'm not. Um, then I'll get my water, take my meds, and when I say wake up, y'all, that's me waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, if not at 3. And when I say talk with God, I talk to God. And the one thing I did not put in that list that I just stated is I talk to my brother sometime at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. It's not an everyday thing, but we get on the phone and we discuss
You're right.
things. That's our power time. Even sometimes we talk about, spiritual stuff, intentions, habits, um, manifestations, um, things to keep us on our toes in our thought process of how we move and how we want things to come about. We're not just dreaming about anything. We're being about it.
Hmm.
You got your list together?
Yes.
Okay, what do you put down?
Uh, I have my talk with God, a
Hmm.
stretch and exercise, as well as I'm doing that. I have set on several alarms. I
Hmm.
read, and as I get ready, I'm listening also to motivation or
Hmm.
audio book, some more audio
Hmm.
books, and that's basically it before as I get dressed for work
Hmm.
every morning.
Hmm.
So even in my travel going to work, I'm listening to some type of improvement to help me to handle that day.
Hmm. Now, with your list, and anyone else who has wrote their list, and because I know that even with your list, what you think is bad might be bad, so I want you to put a negative by it, and then everything that's like a neutral habit, I want you to put an equal sign, and things that you classify as good habits, I want you to put a plus sign. Like wake up is a neutral habit for me because it's something that I have to do. You know, checking my phone is a negative. I don't really have to do that. Talk with God is a positive. So that's just to give y'all on that. So, taking my shower is a plus because ain't nobody going nowhere smelling. You
And
know, whatever your grooming habits, that's a positive. Getting dressed, you gotta get dressed. I consider that a neutral, you know. You shouldn't have that many negatives in there. Hey Toyana. Like some people they weigh themselves, and if you hi if you're trying to lose weight and you're eating a bagel every day, I don't think that's going to help. It might be classified as a bad habit. You might want to change how your outlook. My habit is not eating most of the time because I'm in my intermittent fast, so I don't consider that bad. But some people do, but it's okay. I'm trying to get around to know how to do this to get this done. So
okay,
it's because I don't do intermittent fast every day. I think I should, but because of other things, I do know I have to eat in the morning to jumpstart my body. So I don't do it every day. So, Logan, how many negatives did you have?
for that morning, none. But if you goes to the evening time, there's plenty.
I know, right? So I did this because I wanted y'all to understand your habits. When you look at your habits of things that you do and what you don't do, the one thing and you know what, in my head, and I said this to Logan one day, and he was like, I shook him up. When we're looking at getting financially free,
Yeah.
we know we have to go to work. We know this. But the one thing we don't do, even with those who own businesses, and I can testify sometimes I get like this too, but I've changed all that by changing things that I want to do, that helps me. So the one thing I told Logan one day is you need to start acting, you need to put as much energy into you as you put in that dead gum job.
Hmm.
Because he know I'm always concerned. I'm always worried. I'm always, because he my big brother. We in here for the long haul.
Hmm.
So he took that and ran with it. And y'all, I've been seeing smoke from Memphis for the last 2 weeks. Some days it's higher, some days it's low, but I see it. So you have to put in those action plans. If you put in just as much work at your job, and you say you want to be financially free, you better take that same energy toward whatever it is you consider financially free. It could be your health. Health should be on the list of what the things that you need to change. Yes, it's hard. It's a lot of times I get and I be like, I don't want to go. But then that other part of me said, girl, if you don't get up, you on a mission.
Mm-hmm.
And my partner, she's right there pushing me, you know. I sometimes I mess up. I apologize. I mess up. I hurt my arm, and so that was because I was trying to create other habits of doing things that I needed a spotter for. But it's okay. I'm be back in the gym. I'm be back in there tomorrow. I done took my 3 days off. I'm going back in because I gotta stay on task because this is part. If I'm doing this, then I can get the others done. Me and my brother, we changed the habits of our structure that, we allow our body to tell us, okay, we need to rest. Yeah, we going to the gym, ma'am. Don't be poking them eyes at me. We going. We going. We got to. We got to go. Um, so we have to stay on task. If you don't, and you always letting your body tell you when your mind's supposed to tell you, your mind is not supposed to be ran by your body. I understand being tired. I understand being sick, but with the days that you're not, you need to push it and push your way through and say you're healed. Say you're capable of doing it. Yeah, there's times I might wake up at 12 midnight and not go back to sleep at all. I do not allow that to stop me from going to the gym. I might take a power nap. We might push back an hour to get there, but we end up going there, unless it's other things. You have to be the change that you need to see within yourself, especially with your health. Because if you're not financially free in your health, that monetary don't matter.
Correct.
Because how are you going to enjoy it? How you going to get to Cancun? How you going to get to the Bahamas? How you going to get to St. Lucia's, Dubai? Man, must I continue for those who's trying to travel? How are you going to do all of that when you and I, it's not working right? You don't want to sit in your head and say, okay, well, I just don't want to go, or I can't go. Ain't no such thing about what you can't do. You can do whatever you want to do. But what those habits I was just telling you about, isolation, eating sugars, all of this, these are things that you can change because you're not doing nothing but hurting this. And this is a source that you do have to have. You must have this source in order to get this in alignment.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't, then what? What are you going to do? You have to change that way. You do. I don't know how else.
I know a lot of people look at things and saying how I'm going to change, how I'm going to be doing this, how I'm going to be doing that. We fail to recognize that there's a lot of things we do to make it easy to talk about is based on systems. Even if you gain a lot of weight, it didn't come over time. It was a type of systems that you achieved that goal, and that goal so happened been something negative towards you yourself, and you didn't like the outcome of that outcome. We may not say it. No, that was my goal. That's just it happened. So, as Sonia was stating, that the body will run the brain as much as possible because it create a systematic of it. You have to create a system, and to break the habit, because it's a habit. So it didn't become a habit overnight. It slowly became a habit. Right. It just creeped up on you. The weight just creeped up on you. The you don't have any money in your pocket. It just creep up on you. So it's actually a system you're actually working in, and you have to change that system. If you work at the job site a lot, it's a system, and we get caught up in a system that is someone else's goal. Yes, it may not be your goal, but it's someone else's goal. Things is placed in this world to achieve some type of goal. Regardless it's in a relationship, regardless if it's on a job site, regardless it's on the street, regardless on the street corner, there are some type of goal that is actually there. It doesn't happen to reverse it. You have to change something that will create less friction to attain it, or it comes a problematic to you. It's the same way with exercise. If I go out there, when I first weigh what I weigh, I'll be pushing up Daisy. If I go out there and bust my butt like I can now, my body say, whoa, 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 no, we don't. Who you think you are? You're not that person. And it will start playing games to you. Your body talks to you. And when you going to achieve something, you gotta decide, if you trying to fool me and talk me out of it, because it will. It will talk you out of it. Have you ever know that when you got to actually get up, your bodies don't want to get up and do what it needs to do and know it need to do? The body would be so lazy that if it wasn't for our mother and father, or you had so big a distaste, you wouldn't get up to go to the bathroom.
Oh no, we ain't doing that.
It's a distaste, but your body will sit there and force you. See, hold on, just a minute.
Go ahead, keep going.
Just think about it. If you don't get up, sooner or later you get up, but the body's trying to say, "Hold on, just a moment. I don't want to go," but it know it need to go. I mean, because it enjoying that, because it allows you to create a habit. Then you got to go and take care of something, and you got to say, "Hold on, just a moment." How many times you had to deal with you playing the game, ain't never had to go to the bathroom, and the moment that you put the pressure on them, oh, hold on, I got to go to the bathroom. Mm-hmm. Because it created a habit, and it got that system. I get up when the pressure on me. I already told you. So it wanted, now the body want to change itself. Well, I guess I go to the bathroom and take you through that ritual. And you have to change that. You have a hard time in getting up in the morning to go to work. There's something you need to change. But you can't allow the body to tell you what you're going to need to change, because it's not. Because my body would tell me, oh, you know you can get up in the with no problem. I'll be stuck up at 1 o'clock in the morning. Mm-hmm. But I don't care. Then when you get to work, you trying to the brain, you got to use your brain. But give me some coffee, I'll operate. It created another system. How many of us say we can't function in the morning unless we have our coffee?
A lot of people say that.
Right.
Because now it's because they keep saying it.
Right. So,
and that was the next point that I was going to bring up, is because we calling it as it is into existence when we don't have to. Mm-hmm. You don't need coffee to stay up. You don't need coffee to do all of that. You call it out. You don't have to, just like some people say, oh, I gotta have that chocolate or I gotta have that cookie, and I know I don't need it because I'm on this diet or whatever. Yeah, you can say that, but you can also say, okay, I'm not gonna have this cookie until I lose a pound.
Mm,
One cookie is not gonna cause you to gain that pound back, but maybe a consistency of eating one cookie every hour, every day might. But if you're gonna reward yourself in a way that where your body understands you don't get this unless you do this.
mm-hmm.
And you have to call it out. Like what I tell myself, we love me, but it's something we got to do and we're gonna get up and do it. I'm not gonna say all the other words because I'm real hard on myself. You have to be able to call things like I got like for instance, you've been putting off all, like let's say I had to give a package to my mom and I know she gotta have that package next week. I should have put it in the mail Monday. I didn't do it. Oh, I gotta go to the post office. I'm not gonna say I gotta go. I'm gonna say I'm getting up today and I'm going to the post office. And that puts it out there in the atmosphere, and you're commanding yourself to do something you need to do.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
I hope it makes sense to people because it has to. You have to have enough practice for your brain when your brain picks up the cues that it can do the outcome of what it's already thinking in order to get the body to come on with it.
Mm-hmm.
You if that makes sense, you have to start with those kind of awareness in order to change these habits that we have.
Mm-hmm.
You know, long time ago, back in my 20s, I had a shoe fetish. It didn't matter if I was going to wear it or not. If it was cute, I was buying it. I had a whole room because I had 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. I had the third bedroom because it was the furthest away. That was my shoe room. When I tell y'all that floor was covered and it was stacked to my waist with shoes, with every pretty heel, whether I was going to wear it or not. I know when we got rid of, well, I didn't get rid of, but anyway, that's beside the point. Most of those shoes, you could still walk around in there. Don't get it twisted. You could walk around because everything was lined up on the walls. But I had shoes because of an addiction. And when I got rid of the majority of them, yeah, I don't want to hear it. Don't nobody say nothing. I know y'all know. But anyway, I already got rid of shoes. So I'm just putting it out there because I know somebody gonna say something. I've gotten rid of shoes. But I have this thing about certain things that's for me. So I have to tell myself that in order for me to buy this, you have to get rid of that. Especially if they've been I've been had them more than 5 or 6 years. I don't care if I paid $60 or $100 for it. I have to get rid of that because especially if I don't see that I'm wearing it all the time, it's got to go.
Mm-hmm.
There's things that I've replaced. So you have to be able, and I know that might not be a good example, but it's the example that I'm showing you of me changing a real bad habit from back then to something different now. You know, I have boots, I have shoes, I have sandals, I have flat shoes, everything I'm wearing them. You get what I'm saying? So you have to change and break those habits. Is it a spending habit? Some people might say, yeah, no, but I feel like a spending habit is when you're in the store every day. I know people who are in the stores every day and they can give an excuse for it. They got to be in some store every day. If not every day, on the weekend. They have to be in the store, which is not necessarily true. I shop. I love to shop. Don't get me wrong, I'm a girl. I love to shop. But I know if I'm looking for financially free, me going to that store is not going to get me there. So you have to change that behavior. You have to be aware of those. You can't make excuses. I'm going to say it again. I've said it before, almost every year I'm saying this. Black people, we are $1 trillion business. They make trillions of dollars off of us because of our spending habits.
Mm-hmm.
I understand the fact that in that subconscious of wanting to have. But there's a way about it. There's a way about it. And you might want to rethink and reverbalize your actions to come to pass in order for you to get there. And to start it is to, get some accountability partners. If you don't have an accountability partner, find you one. I have several, depending on what section that I'm dealing with. Sometimes I have two people. It takes two. Sometimes it takes three, depending. It just depends. But you need to get you somebody that'll help you, that you can trust, that can help you with that accountability so you can stay in control, and so you can get to where you need to be. You have to do the work. Um, I don't know how else to explain that, because you can't. There's no other way. There's no other way. Even like meditation. Meditation is hard for me. But guess what? I changed the narrative. Instead of me trying to do 30 minutes, I do 3 minutes. And then I add a minute. And it's just me just trying to kill all the noise that goes on in my head that fights to take over. Because my brother can tell you, we talk and nobody understands us because we carry on about 5, 6 different conversations in one time. I know that
Right.
don't make sense to others, but some people they do. And it's only a couple of my brothers I do that with. And because it's a lot up here and it has to come out.
Mm-hmm.
So, you have to have those accountability people in order for you to change. You have to. And that's the only way. I'm going to say it again. You want to be financially free, it starts in here, in the way that you think and what you do every day. I use the morning time as an example. Maybe I should have did the evening time, because my brother said he had a whole lot of negatives in the evening time. I want to see if he got more than me. So, because it's so much that we can be doing that would change what we need to change in our lives. And sometimes you have to take a step back and say, look, do I need to watch this movie right now? Or can it wait? Do I need to focus on this? If I'm coming up with a different recipe for something, do I need to be on my computer? Do I need to be on the video game? What is it that I could be doing to benefit my goals? You say you want generational wealth. You say you want a better lifestyle for yourself. Watching TV ain't it. If you're on a computer and you just, like, I do a lot of research on different things because of my, as I've been told, nosiness. But that benefits me. But there are some times I know some of the stuff I'll be looking up, it could wait, and I could be focusing on um, getting another interview, checking an email to get confirmation, doing some things that will make this platform better. I could be doing that instead of because of what's going on up here. That's why I started doing the meditation the way I do it, in order so I can learn to stay focused, because it's just like a dog. And you walking the dog and you tell the dog to go left and he see a squirrel. He's like, squirrel? And he goes right.
Mm.
When you're trying to go a different route, it goes the other way. And that's a problem with us today. It is. It's a problem. A lot of people might not see it as a problem, but it is. It's a problem. And before Logan say what he has to say, hey y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I got one of the best, Mother Day gifts from Liz Galore Brands. I got a Mother's Day gift from two people that I adore wholeheartedly, and it was a baked potato, and it was the Galore potato. Baby, when that magical one I had, I ate that before I knew it. I ate the shrimp out of that before I knew it. This one, the lobster that came on this, it was phenomenal. Uh, you know, I can't. Words can't describe.
Believe me, it was because she's supposed to did something,
I did.
but the body took control of it and kept going.
Exactly. And that's not a good habit, y'all. That's not a good habit. But but and I can't blame Liz Galore, but this is a good blame. When I tell y'all this girl put her foot in that, I was telling her you need a restaurant in Atlanta because they don't know nothing about these Texas style baked potatoes. Two smashed potatoes put together. This is a meal. I still got a little bit left. I still got just a little bit left. I won't be eating on it today. I'm taking it to lunch tomorrow. So,
I had to tell her
um,
to put. You need to put extra topping.
oh yeah, she gave me extra shrimp. Bless her heart. And the chicken was still moist. I mean, that chicken breast was good, y'all. I'm telling y'all, y'all sleeping on this chick. And she was telling me she was gonna go and do her one with wings. I want to know how that turned out. She was gonna make one with wings. I mean, I'm like, okay, yeah, she doing the doggone thing. I'm telling y'all, she's a chemist with this. Her vibe on her food is awesome. And she said, Sinitra said, good conversation. I learned to take a day or two to unload, then plan next move. I don't execute anything until I feel free and strengthened again to work my plan. Bingo. You got it. But yes, y'all, go to Liz Galore. I'm telling y'all, she is worth it. She's worth it.
Yes, he is.
And again, thank you, uh, you two people for my birthday. Not my birthday. I'm saying birthday. My Mother's Day gift. Um, thank you, um, Logan. What do you have to say?
I want to say about one thing about creating a habit, and you may find it hard. Well, some people say save $10 a month, and I know things is tight, but to create a habit to begin to save, you don't try to do the max, and it's because more likely if you try the max, it's going to cause future friction in your life. Just like I say, it snuck up on you. The good habit what you have and you working on it, let it goes over time and you build up. If you save a penny, if you're able to save a penny every day,
Mm-hmm.
then you say, well, I'm doing good. And then you take it up a notch. It's the same thing in life when everything you do to change a habit, a bad habit to a good habit, you create less friction with the bad habit. And the next thing you know, you have overcome the bad habit. Instead of me trying, one of my bad habits is going to bed real late. So I
Yes.
had to slowly chime down. So, I mean, real bad habits. So you're talking to the person that normally have to be up no later than 5 o'clock in the morning and go to bed about 1 o'clock in the morning. So I had to slowly turn that back down. I just turned it down. I started going to bed at 12:30, then 12 o'clock. It took months. So some people can do it. I mean months. So it took me 30 minutes cut out of my life to go to sleep on 6 months. So this has been a long achievement. So I have some other bad habits. I don't know. I'm one of the people that you have to remind to eat. When I get busy and concentrated,
I think that's a Logan thing.
focus,
Ain't no
I ain't
eating.
thinking about eating. And that's what one of the habits are, not sleeping, because I'll be so focused that it became a bad habit. So I had to slowly work to trim that down. The same thing
Mhm.
of me eating. So I have accountable people that ask me, have you ate? What you ate? I say, yeah, I ate. Now they got smarter. They say, what you ate?
Can't lie about that. 'Cause we didn't see you bring
You're
nothing.
right. So so you take it a step at a time, just like a baby. A step at a time. If you have to take a baby step, be proud of you make that baby step. But remember, when a baby make a baby step, it also sometimes fail. But don't do like most people. Do like the baby. I mean, whine and cry, but that baby gets right back up and try it
That part.
again.
Hmm.
So that's how life is. And you get a system in place. We all have goals. So we place a system to get to that goal. If that system is not working, you find out where it's within the system. Don't throw the whole system away. You find out what is going wrong with my system, where the problem is. Somewhere in that system, you may have to be making a right turn. Somewhere in that system, you may have to hold up for a day. As Miss Wine said, that she had to stop for a moment, reevaluate, then continue on. We have stopped, like we got in a habit now. If you're in the driving a lot, you see drivers got in a habit, instead of stopping at the stop sign or a red light, they just drive on through because they believe that it's clear to go, and they crashes. So if you those part where you stop and relook at it before you continue forward, because you may observe that you may have to make a right turn, you may have to make a left turn, and maybe just okay to go forward, because you don't make those type of stop in life. You may find yourself at the stopping point and cannot continue any further. And when you come to that point in life, that when you stay stagnated, believe me, everything that you left behind you that was bad, you just gave it an opportunity to grab you and pull you right back where you came from. Because your focus would be going back and trying to figure out how to get them off of you. That bad relationship, you stop doing what you said. That bad relationship, what you had with that whatever object you in. So continue forward. Continue the momentum for change. System solves a problem for good. You stay in that system and it becomes a habit. You will do it automatic without even thinking. It's just like a person that sucks his thumb. Once they place the system in place, they slowly stop putting the thumb in their mouth because they have something in place to remove that thumb from going in the mouth. I'll land my plane for the night. Have a nice night.
He hit the money on the nail. So y'all, the takeaway from this is whatever you got going on during the day, whether it's in the morning, the evening, or even at work, always add something to redirect. Like let's say this evening, majority of us have went in the kitchen and we cooked. Some of us have been able to enjoy the meal. So do you immediately go and wash your dishes, or do you sit there and chill for a minute? How about after you finish eating, when you put your plate in the sink or you're putting your plate in the dishwasher, whatever it is, just go on and clean it. That way it's not sitting there and it's almost bedtime and you like doggone it because you don't want to wash the dishes, but you know you ain't gonna leave the sink full of dishes. Instead of waiting until that late, just go ahead and automatically do that. Wipe the counters down. Make that into a habit that is good, because it helps alleviate you having to go back and do. Like my thing is, and I'm gonna stop it. And once I'm through with that kitchen, I'm cutting that light off because sometimes I'll end up, getting everything else together, and then I look back and I'm like, dang, I gotta go back in there, and it ain't that far. But I'm like, still, I'm like, I gotta go back in there, and I have to understand that you wouldn't have had to do that if you went on to cut off the light instead of assuming you might need to go back in there when you don't have to go in there. And if you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. Start doing it. Like when you wake up in the morning, or if you're busy. My problem is sometimes I'll get in here and I start doing things. I end up from one room to another, to another, to another. And then I forget I have to make my bed. So I have to run back in there and make my bed, so I don't have to do it, straighten it out at night. There's simple things that you can do. Like some people take a shower at night. But I take one at night and in the morning. But take your shower at night, and read a book instead of watching a TV show. I have to get out the habit. I was told to get the pen and paper out of my bed because I won't go to sleep. Sania said, question, how do you stop attracting bad and no good men? Uh-oh. I don't do anything to cause them to think I'm available. My question for tonight. Oh, girl, that's a coming up show. It's the laws of attraction. It's something that's innate in you that you might not understand that pulls people. It ain't got to be something bad. I understood it from my brother when he told me that sometimes, people can see the good in you and they want to destroy that. And maybe that's the situation for you. But I would go back, look inside of you, and see why is it that this is attracting? What is it about you? And I would even be as bold if you know you're no good man. Say, why did you come to me? Why did you come my way? Not saying, telling him he's no good man or anything. Just ask him, why? Why did you come to me? What was it about me? Now we in this fickle. What is it? And see what is it within you that other people see. I think, and I can relate to what you're saying because I used to tell Cedric, I said, I have a deadly weapon. And he was like, Pat said he need help and she looked like a helper. Oh shoot. I used to tell Cedric that I think I got stupid written on my head. I think that's what people, when they see me, I got stupid written on my head because they really think I'm stupid. And then he be like, well, where did they get that from? I said, because of the shit that comes out of their mouth and the things that they ask me to do. I think they think I'm stupid. And I had to figure it out that I use it for my strength now. If you think I'm stupid, I'm going to let you play that. I'm going to let you run that narrative to the best way you know how. But guess what? I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you how not stupid I am without me saying I'm not stupid. Then you're going to be looking stupid. And she's laughing. You're going to have to change that. It's nothing wrong with being a helper. Everybody has an assignment on their life, but we have to control the narrative of that assignment. I like to help people. I love helping people. I think that's innate in all people let me take that back. Not all people, but all God's people, that where you want to help people. So you have to know, I'm going to tell you something.
The cup.
Yeah. How did you in my head?
Yeah.
I was like, wait.
Yes, I am.
The cup. Everything that goes in it was given to you. Once the cup start overflowing, that's what you give. Not what's in the cup. Not what's in the cup, but you give the overflow. I have this bad habit with the people who are close to me, which I don't have a problem with. What's in my cup, they get it too. But guess what? They never let my cup get half empty, even though to me it's half full, because they're pouring into me just as much as I'm pouring into them. But you will recognize and you will show there are tests that you can do in order to know if he's a good man or not a good man, to figure that out. You don't have to try him. You ain't got to run no games. It's simple, but you have to know, and you have to know how to do that in order to keep he gets what's flowing. Nobody gets what's in your cup
Right.
if you don't have that alignment of those people who can pour back in your cup that you're willing to sacrifice in your cup. It's not that many. And you have to understand that. And I hope that you understood that with this. But you never, never, never do that when it comes to your cup, because God put it in there,
Hmm.
and it's in there for a reason.
And you have to change your surroundings a lot of times. Your group. I hate to say that because as the circle of people that I have, a lot of times I am
Yeah,
partially empty, but how they place stuff in me, it causes an overflow abundancy.
yeah.
So it's just like I was given bags of sugar, but I'm gonna end up have to give it away because that those 3 bags of sugar will last me about 6 years because I don't use
Because
that.
you
I,
don't do
I
sugar.
don't use sugar like that. So the only time I basically use any sugar when somebody else wants the sugar. So I'm not around those type of people that have to have a bunny of sugar. So I'm blessed with the sugar. So because they didn't know the person to contact with the sugar, I contact them.
Mhm.
And
And,
yes, some man's only as one person said, some guys, some people, only thing they want is a nurse and a purse. And I'm laying my plane again.
a nurse in a purse.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that no, that ain't what James said.
What James said.
Kitchen in the bedroom, kitchen in the bedroom. But I guess that is a nurse in the purse. But Sanitra, this just came to me, and I'm tell you this because I'm a firm believer in affirmations, and you can word your affirmation the best way you know how. I do this twice a month, and it helps me, and it will remove people that are not supposed to be in your life, and I do this because I don't want anyone that's not supposed to be here. I don't want anyone here who's here to destroy me. I don't want anyone here who can't love me as equally as God loves me and I love myself. That's why my village is tight. It's so tight, my waist line should be shown.
Mm.
So, and this is for anyone who wants to do this. And you might want to do this every day until you wholeheartedly know. Because when you speak life, life comes. When you speak for things to move, a lot of people say, I can't move that mountain, but you can. All you gotta do is speak it. Mountain can be anything. It can be anything. And I always say, Lord, let me talk to you for a minute. If it wasn't designed by you and it's not by you, remove it. Not worried about my heart because my heart belongs to you. And you only have me, the best interest of me. So if they or it or whatever is not meant for me, remove it so I can be of service. to the ones that you have placed before me. And you'll be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
You will be surprised. Even if it's, I've even prayed a prayer over my house. Anything that's not of God shall not enter. And you can do that with guys. If he's not designed by God and he mean me ill will, let him keep walking. Let me be blind to him. He don't see me. And it's gonna take some time because you're gonna have to believe it. You're gonna have to have faith to know that you know that you know in order for that to work. Because this is something, I really seriously think that a lot of us have a problem is with faith, how our faith worked up. Just because there's an issue of head and you say, well, I asked God to help me and it's not working. Guess what? You got to ride that storm, partner. Keep your pace. Keep that pace and keep walking. Don't stop in the midst of it. Keep walking and it'll be removed. Sometimes also that certain people are put in our life in order to make us do something that we didn't want to do
Amen.
or to shake us up. That happens. And you will be surprised as soon as you do what you're supposed to do, how beautiful everything comes out.
Right.
But walking away is not as hard as we make it out to be. We justify, we make excuses. For what? Comes out. When you don't even have to do that. You don't have to make excuses. If you know you got to walk, walk.
Yep.
The one thing I do know with women, and it's just me being honest, we make more excuses for the ignorance of things that go on, and I think men do too. Let me put that out there because some of y'all gonna say, well, men do it too. Well, okay, y'all do. But I'm talking about women because I'm a woman. So
Keep it safe. Keep it safe.
okay, let me say people make excuses.
Right.
Okay, is that better? People make biggest excuses, especially when you end up with someone you're not supposed to be with. Oh, they need me. Oh, it's for the betterment of the children, and you're suffering and you're hurting because of the things that's being said and done to you. You don't have to be there. These kids gonna be fine. They would rather see a healthy, happy person after they get over their selfishness and
Mm-hmm.
knowing that you did it for the best of them. If I had learned that, I tried it, and if I had did it faster, but I learned the lesson though. I'm able to tell you, you have to move when God say move, and if you question it, that's okay. Cause guess what? I question a lot of stuff, and I say, "Hey, Dad, hey, I need some proof. I thought I heard you. I think I heard you. I need proof. Not tomorrow, on certain things, and God, I promise you, on everything, I get my proof. Not tomorrow, I get it that day. And people don't even know this is what I've asked, and it comes. You got to come by hearing. It comes by hearing.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to listen. And when you hear, you get your answer. Do what you're supposed to do. It's okay to question him. How else is you going to learn? How else is you going to do better? How else is you going to keep forward? That's open dialogue from him. If you feel it in you, then you already know. But if you got to question it, ask him to hurry up and give you the answer, to give confirmation. He'll give you confirmation. He do it to me all the time. I know he do it to Logan.
Yes, it does.
So, and if y'all have any other topics y'all want to talk about, I think I like yours. I'm gonna say how to stop attracting bad and no good people. That's what I'm gonna call it. And it'll be coming soon, Sinitra. So if you have any other questions and concerns, you can DM me, text me, call me, reach me, beat me, whatever you have to do. If y'all have any other topics that y'all want on the table, since I brought this to the table, understand that you are the head and not the tail. Because the tail can become a messy situation sometimes.
Yeah.
You got to change your habits. You have to, whether it's financial, spiritually, mentally, um, whatever it is, you have to. You got to do it. Logan said, your outcomes are a lagging measure of your habits. Your net worth is a lagging measure of your financial habits. Your weight is a lagging measurement of your eating habits. All right, now, your knowledge is a lagging measure of your learning habits. Your clutter is a lag. Did y'all get that? He said that beautifully. So beautifully. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let me finish that. In that lagging measure of your cleaning habit, you get what you repeat.
Mm, you do. You get what you repeat. And as one of my sisters said, if you sit in it long enough, you're going to stink too. So you better change it. So you got to change it. I really enjoyed this topic tonight, and I hope you did too. Financially free 23 is not going anywhere because we have to change some things. Um, like I said, it starts here because you change the mind, you change the body, and then everything else comes along with it. If you need to change the body or whatever is the next part of your dimension that you need to change, get forward and do it. We have to stop being $1 trillion business for them and be $1 trillion business for ourselves, if that makes sense. You got to. So you got to make the change. You got to be able to take that money that you make and make it work for you. Because if you make it work for you, then you make it work for your environment. Then you make it work for your community. And then it becomes the economical value for the Black community. You have to do that. Not for them, but for you, your family, your children, your great grandchildren, and so on, and so on. So let's make these changes. There's more to come on Let's Bring It to the Table in Exquisite Taste. We're on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central. And I want to say thank you and love yourself enough to leave the table if respect is no longer being served. But while you at that table, take the knowledge that you get and use it. That's the only way it's powerful. You got to use the knowledge that's been given to you, and you got to use it. Make it a plan, make it an action, and you'll see the difference in your results. And I'll bid you all good night.
Good night.